Hello, Sangha. Welcome to the Abbott's Address. It's Thursday, June 22nd, 2017. So I recently encountered a view about the Bodhisattva vows, which was kind of surprised me. And it took me a minute to, I don't think I ever properly digested what was being said about it, actually, until later. And maybe I still don't know what they were saying. But it was interesting. It was an interesting conversation. And it went something like this. Look, this Bodhisattva vow business just makes no sense. I'm not a Bodhisattva. This is errant. I mean, the idea that I should not practice and I should not come to realization until everybody else has done it first, and that I should be able to help them even though I haven't done it, just makes no sense. And I think that's what was being said. If not, I don't know. I think that's what was being said, though. And so I went into the direction in the conversation about what does it mean to save all beings, which is an important distinction. I mean, to really understand the deep end of the pool and what is meant by saving all beings is deep work, and it's a lifetime work, and it's a lifetime of unpacking and exploring and joyful discovery. I think for us in the West, it slips down into this kind of funny funnel sometimes about, I don't know, one's salvation depending on how many members you've gotten to convert to your church or something like that. And God's keeping track somehow, and you've literally got to go and save people and convert them. It really has nothing to do with that. Let's get that clear. The Bodhisattva vow is not about running around and converting people or teaching people or anything like that. It's far deeper. It's far deeper than that. But the point I wanted to get to here was that this idea of the Bodhisattva as being a person who doesn't practice or who doesn't realize things fully and defers their own practice until some later date and when everyone else is done. There's just there's no corollary to that in the actual practice of the Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattvas are dedicated to realizing full and complete awakening in this very lifetime. That's the gig, right? And so every teacher I've ever had is someone who had deep experience in what they were doing, and they had practiced intensely, and thus they were able to help me, you see. And what we see Bodhisattvas manifesting all the time in the Sangha is people take exactly to the furthest edge possible their practice, and then right from that point give it away relentlessly and fully and over again to the benefit of all beings. So there's not this kind of internal conflict around practicing or helping. It's not like that. Certainly not in my teacher. When I look at my teacher, a person of deep experience in the way and deep insight into himself and to reality, thus able to be of use and to be of help. So the sentiment that I really like a lot is one from the Bodhisattva's Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life by Shantideva. It's translated differently. But it says something like, as long as space and time exist and beings continue to suffer, will I remain and help. As long as space and time exist and beings continue to suffer, sentient beings continue to suffer, thus do I vow to remain and to be of use and to help. So that's not anything like, as long as there's anyone who hasn't come to realization, I won't practice until they have first, and I'll get them to do it, or anything funny like that. And so this sentiment, the poetry of this, the images of this, and the space that settles in the heart, is one of relentless capacity, relentless joy, relentless giving, relentless power, and a relentless engagement in one's own practice. As long as space and time exist, will I continue to develop and deepen my practice and understanding of the Buddha Dharma? And as long as space and time exist, will I continue to help beings who suffer? So these things are not really separable. I mean, my practice is alleviating suffering for myself and others. That's what the practice is. It's living out of that freedom. It's living out of that essential truth that is our birthright. So we have to be careful about importing rigid concepts that don't really map onto what's going on. And a little bit I said in last night's Tay show that one of the reasons why having teachers is absolutely necessary is that it's very easy for us to get a mental hitch going. And if we have good teacher to hold up, and we can look at the teacher and say, okay, is this mental hitch actually what's going on in the teacher? And if not, then drop the hitch. drop the mental trap. The mental trap is probably not accurate. Probably the way the teacher is expressing is closer to what the thing is actually about than the knots we tie ourselves in with our words and ideas. So just a general comment about the Bodhisattva's vow. It has nothing to do with importing Christian guilt over converting others to your particular church, lest they're not saved, or anything as crass as that. Rather, it's living with a full heart that's open, that's engaged, that is deeply rooted in your own practice of equanimity, but expressive of entire compassion, full compassion, balanced by wisdom. And in this way, the Noble Eightfold Path is brought to life in us, everyone. So, Session is coming up, starts tonight. Jukai formation begins. Come and participate as much as you can, and please keep in your intentions all those who are, especially the new Jukai initiates, as they ponder the mystery of this Bodhisattva vow together. Thank you, everybody.